All right, can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me on the Facebook Live. The Facebook Live. All right, so I am going to drop this link to a workbook that is going to go along with the class, and you guys can download the workbook. So let me grab that link and I'm going to drop it in the chat. When y'all get the link, just scroll to the bottom and it's gonna say free workbook, something to that nature. Grab that link and y'all get the link, just scroll to the bottom and it's gonna say free workbook, something to that nature. Grab that link and y'all get the link, just scroll to the bottom. It's gonna say free. Okay, let me drop it in the Zoom chat also. I don't know what is that doing. I needed to do. Yeah. Okay. Right. That and then back here. And where is the chat? Okay. All right. Go to that link. The link should be in the Facebook Live chat and it should be in the Zoom chat. And all you want to do is go to that link and download the workbook so that you guys can work along with me with the workbook. Workbook is more so for y'all than me. Okay. All right, and I'm just going to give you guys a few minutes. And then everybody can follow me to the website, bidforassets.com. This is an interactive workshop. Anytime we do workshops, that means that you guys can participate. So let's go ahead and download the workbook and then go to the website. Boop, 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 boop. And I don't know why I didn't print the workbook. Just so I can talk to y'all about it. It's not what I tried to bring up. Definitely not considered. All right, so what everybody should be doing right now is downloading the workbook. It is in the chat and it's in the chat on the Facebook Live. So if you're on Facebook Live, if you go to the comments, the link to the workbook is there. Let me see if I can pin it. I don't know if I can pin it or not. Well, if somebody can pin it. And then if you on Zoom, the link is in the chat on Zoom. Okay. All right. And let me just grab mine really quick. So that's what everybody should be doing, downloading that workbook and then go to the website, bidforassets.com. If somebody could drop the link to the website in the chat on Facebook and in a chat on the Zoom.
No, but put that lock on the door for me, just in case she try to come in. Yeah, she should be on Zoom though.
All right, you guys. Okay, so this is one of the websites. I repeat, one of the websites, and let me know if everybody can hear me clearly. This is one of the websites that I purchased land and properties from when I first got started. So it's a beginner-friendly website. You don't need any credit. You don't need a whole bunch of money or anything like that. You can buy land, property, and a lot of other assets from this website. That's why it's called Bid for Assets. Go ahead and create you an account. Everybody needs to create an account. I actually bought my first actual property, investment property, not my first property, but my first investment property in another state. Actually my hometown state. I bought it from this website. Um, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, upstairs, downstairs. It's in Gary, Indiana. A property that I purchased off of this website. And I purchased the property for $15,000 cash. Now, on this website, you bid on the properties and they start off at $1. We're going to be working in the $1 no reserve auctions. So on your workbook, in the notes section, put in the notes the $1 no reserve auctions. That's what we're going to be working in. The $1 no reserve auctions. So you want to print that off. And you guys can kind of let me know when y'all ready. Just kind of put ready in the chat. Put ready in the chat, and then I'm gonna be moving right along. Okay, y'all need to go ahead and create an account on here. And let's get started. You do not need a lot of money to bid on Bid for Assets. It start at $1. Okay. Um, most of the closing costs for the properties that you buy is going to be like anywhere from $300 to $500 closing costs, and they may have $100 minimum. So you may end up paying like $600 for a property or 601 because there will be a $100 minimum payment required, and then the closing costs, which is to get your deeds, to get everything transferred into your name. maybe $500. So you may see me advertising sometime buy land or property for $600 or less. This is why I say $600 or less because of the closing cost that's involved with purchasing it, okay? All right, everybody pretty much ready to move forward? We're good on Facebook, we're good on Zoom. Okay, so hopefully you create an account and let me sign into my account. Am I already? Okay, I'm not signed in. Hold my hold up. So I hope my password saved in here. Okay. All right, so I'm just getting signed in. And once you come to this page, today we're just gonna focus on the land and property and the $1 reserve. There's a lot of things that you can do on this website, bid for assets. I suggest you guys play around with the website, check it out, and you'll see other things. I go more into detail. We go into other websites that you can buy land and property for really cheap in the more bigger, the detail class. So right now, you guys go over here to the left hand under specialty channels and go to $1 no reserve auctions. You can go to $1 no reserve auctions. Make sure y'all have that on your notes. Okay. So kind of pay attention to the workbook. You want to identify your goals. What do you plan to do with the property? So when you looking for property and you just buying property, you may be buying and holding property. So I buy properties and I buy land and I just hold the deeds, right? For assets. I buy undeveloped land and I hold it until big companies or organizations they want to come in and they want to purchase the land and develop it. So you know how you'll go to like rural areas. So I remember when I first bought my house in Keller and we first moved out there. When you exit Western Center, well, it's full now. You got all those restaurants and all that. Well, when I first moved over there, I believe back in 2000 and maybe six or five, I don't know. Anyway, none of that land was there. It's just undeveloped land. When you see these big wide fields of just land and trees and all that, so it's undeveloped land until a builder or an investor comes in and they want to clear that land out and they want to build on that land. And then that's when they solicit to the owners of that land to buy the land. So when they building up these shopping centers and things like that off the side of the freeway, that's going to be undeveloped land, land that doesn't have the water and the piping and all that kind of stuff in there. And we'll get into that. So when you're looking for the different properties that you're going to buy, know what your goal is, whether you're going to buy and then you want to flip, which means you're going to get the property, you're going to fix it up, you're going to flip the property, or you're going to get it, you're going to fix it up and you're going to keep it in your family, or you're going to get it and you're going to just go like right to the bank and get a loan on it and they're going to give you the money to fix it up. You're going to put it on Section 8 or you're going to sell it, however you want to do. A lot of people with this website, also you can become one of the people that's selling the land on this website by just acquiring 10 properties or more. That is something, and it's real easy to do. That is something that I teach in a bigger real estate course. It's not something that we're going to go in tonight, but it is something to think about when you're trying to determine what your plan is and what your goal is for buying the property, okay? All right, so once we go here, and I was just trying to give everybody a little time, hopefully you guys have downloaded the workbook and you're on the website and you've created your account. So all you do is go on here, and then once we pull up a property, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit on how to research the property, how to determine if this is an actual property that's worth you purchasing. The property that I ended up buying for $15,000, when I looked the property up, because when I started bidding on the property, of course it wasn't $15,000. You see a lot of these properties start off at $1. Um, I looked up the property on like rent.com, Zillow, different places that sell properties to see what my property was worth before I was gonna purchase it. And I saw that my property was worth like $54,000 at the time when I purchased the property. So I was already ahead of the game with purchasing the property. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to admit these people into the group, but they also can just tap into the Zoom, and y'all should be able to go get in there. Somebody just posted that in my group, but you should be able to just click on the Zoom, because if we got the Zoom in the group, whoever just did that, they can just click on the Zoom. Because I don't see a notification right now that says that. So you want to do, a little bit of research on a property. So you want to go to places like Zillow, Property Finder, places where you can put in the address of the property that you're attempting to purchase. And it's gonna give you the specs of the properties around there. You'll be able to like look for a 360 view of the property, put the property address in Google so that you'll be able to see, the surrounding about the property. Just do a little research, because most of these properties are not going to be in your local area. The properties are going to be somewhere that's not near you. And so you're not going to be able to like go in and see the property and view the property and everything before buying it. Okay. So let's use this property that's on the screen. Let's go ahead and just use this one. This is a great example. This property right here, I see that it is a home, which is good. It's a house 6.5 miles from downtown St. Louis. It's 15 people bidding on this property right now. We'll see that from right here. The minimum bid was 1 hour. And actually, I like to bid on properties right here. This is a note. So like something that's closing in 1 hour, that's something to look for too. When you on here, you researching properties to buy, you want to see when the bid started, how many people are bidding on the property, when the bid closed. I like this because it closes in 1 hour. That gives you time to go in and kind of snatch the bid. Now, these bids do go into overtime, and I like that because when people go to sleep and stuff, it's an opportunity for you to get some really good properties too, because they're not up watching the bid. Because what happens is the highest bidder here, every time somebody outbids them, then they get the opportunity to go in there and bid again. So on this, when you're bidding, and I'm probably going to bid on something so I can show you guys how it's done. When you bid, and you're going to put in your starting bid, but you're going to put like your max bid. And that's one of the things that you want to look at that's in the workbook, you guys, is go ahead and decide what's the max price you're going to pay on the property. So now the property that I bought, I actually had a max bid of $10,000 on the property, right? And I actually lost the bid. And then the person that won the bid did not pay for the property. And the owner of the property actually hit me up. They have like this rebid thing. And made an offer. We just negotiated back and forth, and I actually ended up paying like close to $15,000, maybe 14 something after the closing cost and everything. Um, so set your max bid for what you're willing to pay for a property once you look it up and you see what the specs on it and everything is. Okay, so this bid here, this property, they're bidding on it in $350 increments. The current bid is at $4,901. And if I wanted to bid on this, I would have to bid $5,251 to bid on this property because they're bidding in increments of $350, which means every time that you submit a bid, it's not like $100 bid, a $50 bid, or anything like that. You're bidding in $350 increments on there, okay? So let's look at a little bit about this property. So we see that there's the address. So we can take this address, you guys, and we can put it in Google and see what else is surrounding the properties. Just right here from the image, I can see that it has other houses around it. Doesn't look too bad of a neighborhood, just based on what I see. Those other houses look like they're livable. So we could take this address and put it in Google, and we'll do that in just a moment and see what pops up. This auction started on December 21st. So these auctions can go a long time. So that's good that we're catching it like 1 hour before auction closes. Say auction closes January 6th, which is today at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so that's gonna be 10:30 our time. So in about the next hour. Overtime period, 5 minutes, but it can go into overtime a few different times. It'll keep going into overtime, sometimes just depending on how many, bidding or what's going on with the property. You can see that, this page has been viewed over 3,000 times for this property. The auction start and close is good to look at, because if you got something going on and you start bidding on something, and let's say the auction is open for about 2 weeks, like the 21st to the 6th. So this auction has been open for well over 10 to 15 days. So within that time frame, you could have came up on that money, got your taxes, got investors, shoot, even because I teach y'all how to do that in a big real estate class. You could have been even got this property under contract and resold the property before you even really finalize and pay for the property itself. Okay. So they also have buttons here. You can ask the seller questions, view other properties that the seller is selling, and you can actually add this to your watch list. So let's just say you did find it on the 21st and you interested in the property, but you're gonna kind of wait and see how the bid's gonna go and what's really going on. So you can add it to your watch list also. So this is a residential property, which means that homeowners, people, a family can live in there. It's not a commercial property. It's not something that you're going to use as a business. Property address is in St. Clair County. The lot size is 6,500 square feet. It is a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it has 888 square feet of living space. Now, what I learned, I think the property that I bought was 1,000 square feet, a little bit over 1,000 square feet, but they say, try to buy a property that's like 1,000, a little bit, at least 1,000 square feet or more. The property is vacant right now. So there seems to be a small property. All right, we got some images of the property. So I always pull the images up, look at the property as much as I can. This is part of doing a little bit of research on the property based on what you can, because you online. So let's see. That's the property right there. It's a 2 bedroom. Look like it's like one of them shotgun houses, which means it's just like a straight front to back. St. Louis. People are definitely living next door. We see cars. Okay. It's the property again. Somebody been cutting the grass. Then we're gonna see Google be having pictures too, so we're gonna see what the pictures. Google. So that's your lot right there. This the parcel. So this is what is for sale. Right here, this property. You see, you got all these other properties, which is a good thing. So this property to me would be something worth fixing up, depending on what the inside look like, things like that. But it's in an area, it's gonna have plumbing, electric, so you could put some money into it. You paying $5,000 for the property, you can put few thousand into it. I know I had to put a roof on my property, do some other stuff, gutted it all the way out. So here's another view of the property and the address. Here go a view of the neighborhood, the other properties. So it is a residential neighborhood. You would get comparables on these other houses to see what they're worth. And that'll kind of let you know how much you want to put into the property. Because you don't want to put too much into a property and then it costs, you can't get your money back out of it because the other properties next to it are not comparable.
Is this
Go ahead, you can ask your question.
okay, so like you said,
You
you
can
would
unmute if you want.
are you able to hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was asked them, so how much so if you buying the property
I
for
think you
5,000,
you muted because I can't hear you.
okay, what about now?
I can hear it, Kinfolk. Can you not hear it, Tasha?
Kenan, are you trying to talk? I can hear it. I
Maybe
I
she
can't
can't
hear
hear it.
nobody. Oh, wait. Hold on. I got mine. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. This is why I can't hear. Hello. Say something now. Is somebody
Can you hear
talking?
me now?
Okay, my bad. I had my laptop muted. Sorry, y'all.
Okay, so I was
Okay.
asked them, okay, so you bought the property, say you bought the property for 5,000. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how much would you say would be like a good, like how much money would you put into it? Like what's your
Okay. Yeah, that's
max?
depending on what the property is worth and the comparables in the area. I don't want to put, let's say, put $80,000 in it, $50,000 into a property, and then it's only worth $50,000 because the properties next door to it and all in the surrounding area are only worth $50,000. Or after I fix it up, the bank is gonna pay you based on what the comparables are in that area. So if I upgrade the house too much, then I might not be able to get my money back on it if my goal is to sell the property. So let me see here. Like for example, you see how it was giving y'all like a map too, showing y'all the area. I'm gonna take the address and I'm gonna put it in Google. I'm gonna do a little research and let's see how much this property is worth. 5509 Rosemont. Property. Let's go to Google. Hopefully, did my screen change? Okay. My screen didn't change on Facebook. I don't think it will. I don't know how that works, and I don't want to mess nothing up. If I hit stop screen share, then it shares some other shit. What the hell going on with that? Okay, guys, but what we doing on Facebook, because my screen didn't change, we went to Google. You probably can see that on the Zoom. Okay. We went to Google and we put the property address in that is currently going to be closing on in the next hour. And we just want to see what we can find out about the property, see if we can see a 360 view, street view of the property. So I love the street view. How Google does that now. Okay, so we can actually see a live view. I wonder how, okay, this is recent as of October of 2022, y'all. You have to pay attention to that too. Notate that when the pictures is that you're looking at, which means that it may not necessarily look like this. Now, the properties next to it are not too bad. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be, uh, you know. See how you can see the whole neighborhood view of the property. This is how people like can buy real estate in different places and not have to be there. So we basically seeing across the street, next door. I wish y'all could see this on Facebook, but if you're on Facebook, join the Zoom so that you can see everything. Cause I don't want to mess up the Facebook. But y'all can basically see what's going on there. So we see the neighborhood. That's part of our research. Now we want to see what this joker is worth and what the comparables are. Uh, okay, let's see what realtor.com. You can see right here, this home is currently off market. It last sold on August 17th for $47,000. 6,000 in 2009. Well, let's see what Redfin is talking about. And you want to look at different places. Okay, say last sold on August 17th, 1990 for 26,000. Redfin estimated at right now at 47,716. That's why it's 15 people bidding on this property right now. So it's 15 people. Estimated sale price between 46,000 and 54,000. About this home. 5509. 6,500 square foot lot with 2 bathrooms. Okay. Last sold in 1990 for 26,500 based on Redfin's East St. Louis data. We estimate the home value is 47,000. So it's already valued at. So you already have some equity. It was built in 1942. It's going at about $54 per square foot. 21,000 since so it's went up 21,000 in value. It's went up $3,000 in value since November. See, it's looking at what it's gonna be over the next 5-year value. So nearby comparable homes. This is kind of what you want to look at to see what other homes are worth, what other homes have sold for in the area. So this one sold on April 3rd, 2024. It sold for $12,000. This is a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. I don't know. Let me see how far it is. I wonder how far it is from. It's in the neighborhood from that house there. This one is 8 years newer than that one. This one sold for $40,000. This one sold for 30,000, 40,000. So with me seeing like what it's worth, what it'll be sold for, like right here, and this is in its current condition, right? Which means that if you put a little money in there, of course it's gonna be worth more because in its current condition, if it's worth that, if you put some money into it, it's gonna be worth more. But the homes in this area, so we see the highest home right here in this area is $69,900. Um, so you don't want to put too much into it because just in case the home sells at, 55, 65,000, you pay 5,000 for it, you might want to put another 20,000 into it. So you may have 25, 30,000 into the home. And if you're doing a complete flip and you're just gonna sell it, you probably can make 20,000. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay. So you don't want to put too much into it because you want to be able to make some profit off of it if your goal is to just kind of flip it and sell it. Or you can be a wholesaler. So say you bought a house for $5,000 or $6,000, you may turn around and just sell it to somebody else for $15,000. Let them worry about it. You may not be in the business of fixing and putting more money into it. You may just get houses wholesale and sell them to the next person. So I always
Uh,
put it in Google. Google is going to lead you to other places to do further research on the property, okay? So when I'm on bid for assets, after I look at the pictures and everything, and I see what's going on, then I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna read up on the property, see what they say, houses in Greater St. Louis area, rent estimates. So those are that thinking about fixing it up and keeping it. That's another thing I was gonna say. If you ain't gonna flip it, wholesale it. If you were gonna keep it, you could put a little more money in there because you're gonna make your money in the long run overall. You know, you'll make your money. Hopefully the neighborhood will improve and things like that. And then you'll end up making your money. So the rent estimate is about $1,300 a month. This is another thing that y'all want to look up and do research on is the past due property taxes. I have bought a property and bought land that had past due taxes, but it's not that much. And I'm gonna show y'all when we look at some land, different type of land deals. But I love when I find a good property on here. Um, so it has no past due property taxes, and you can research that yourself. Go right to the county. No reserve. The winning bidder will buy the property. Payment is due in 2 business days after the auction end. That's another thing that you want to look at when the payment is due. So within 2 days of the auction ending, you have to done contacted the seller and go ahead and pay for it. And if you don't, they will re-auction it. And you will get like a fee. Bid for assets will shut your account down. If you go to bidding on stuff and you don't buy it, they'll shut your account down. Okay. It says seller is selling it as is. The seller owns the property outright. The winning bidder will become the 100% owner of the property. This bid represents the full purchase price of the property. The seller will issue a quitclaim deed, transferring ownership to the winning bidder. The property is being sold as is, and the seller has not conducted any inspections. The house should not be considered moving and ready and may require significant work. The house is currently vacant. Then it gives you a little bit more property details, you know, the address, house size, lot size, parcel. You can look it up, see if any liens and stuff is on the property. It tells you about the owner. It's an investment group. They probably own a lot of properties. And that link up there, you'd be able to click and see what else they own because they probably a wholesaler on here. Because in order to sell on here, you gotta own have at least 10 deeds or more, which is real easy to get the deeds right from on here. It can be land or properties. I teach you guys about that in a bigger course. So this says buyer pays, and this is really important. So buyer pays equals winning bid, like I told you guys, plus $500 for document price processing, plus 10% of purchase winning bid as buyer premium. 10% of purchase winning bid as a buyer premium. So that's why I was saying like 601. Because if you win a property for $1, $10, $15, or something like that, the buyer premium minimum bid is going to be $100. So they're going to basically saying that they're going to charge you $100 for that property anyway, just for their headache. So you're going to get 10% of purchasing winning bid or buyer premium, because 10% of $1 ain't nothing. So they're gonna charge you $100. Then you're gonna pay $500 for document processing and closing costs, all that old crap. I believe that goes to bid for assets. So when you see me advertising buy properties and land for $600 or less, this is why, because you may get the property for $1, $100, whatever, but you're gonna pay that $500 closing costs. Okay, these are bids, so the bid start out at $1 and it keeps going up. This bid is going in $350 increments, so they had to start off bidding $350 to even start the bids on this property. Okay, there are no past due property taxes. Mode of payment. The mode of payment is a wire transfer. No credit card payments. Y'all ain't gonna charge back these properties, they said. Payment is due 2 business days after the auction ends. The seller will provide the notarized deed to the buyer within 24 hours of payment, and it will be the seller's responsibility to record the deed with the county. I haven't never had a problem with that. I get my deed, they send it to me in the mail. It's been recorded with the county. Next thing you know, I can look it up and I'll see my name on the property. Okay, so This is one home that we found, which is actually good. Anybody interested in this one? The bid is gonna close within the next hour. Let me refresh this. Let me see. Okay, the bid's still at 52.51. So if somebody want to buy, if they got $6,000 sitting around, $5,500. Even if they got it on a credit card, they know they can get it. If you got a credit card with 10 grand sitting on it right now, you buy this property because you can liquidate the credit card within 2 days to be able to get this property with other people's money. That's how you do it. And then they flip it. Okay. So let's see what else is available.
So what if you wanted to say you wanted to flip it,
So
buy it?
we're gonna look through this stuff, but I'm gonna go right here and see just what is up under the home and buildings tab. Because I always want to see what homes and buildings we got, because we always gonna have a bunch of land on here. So that's the first one we was just looking at. It's got 48 minutes left on it. 15 people bidding on it. We're gonna pull up this one. It says no reserve home in Columbus. Is that Mississippi, y'all? MS? That Mississippi or Missouri? What is that? I think that's
That's
Mississippi.
Mississippi. Yeah,
It's
Mississippi.
on, what is it? It's on,
Mississippi.
oh dang, I did it again, y'all. My bad. I muted y'all again. I'm so sorry. You said that was Mississippi,
Yeah, it's Mississippi.
MS? Okay. It's on 1.2 acres. I love stuff on 1.2 acres. Even if I was to tear the home down, it says it need a repair. On 1.2 acres, the period that it's on 1.2 acres is good. It's 2 people bidding on it. They right now the current bid is $101 and it's 5 days left on the bid. Let's check it out. I even bought some land in Jackson, Mississippi off of here. It was just land in between a couple houses. Okay, so I guess that's the property back off in there. What is this, in the woods, all these trees? So in order for me to bid on it, the bid is $100 increments. If I wanted to bid on it, I would bid $201 on this. It closed in 6 days. Let's see if this is something we want to bid on. It started today at 3 o'clock. It closed on the 12th. It's a private auction. Okay, 0 deposit required. That's another thing. So I didn't pay attention to what the other one said. I guess I already started bidding. I don't know. But some of them require you to put a deposit down, like maybe 100, 250 or something. So let them know you ain't playing. So when you first start your bid, it'll hold 250 on your card. So no deposit required. 114 people done looked at this. So the address, you guys, is 2152 New Hope Road, Columbus, Mississippi. We can look that up on Google, see what the map shows, see what it shows. Let's see what this says. It doesn't give us any information about bedrooms or bathrooms. I don't know why. So it said, sale of home in Columbus, Mississippi on acquired via tax maturity. Home in need of repair. So I think they sell this home due for the taxes ain't been paid on it. A seller will transfer title through a quit claim deed and will convey all interest in the land sold for 2021 delinquent taxes purchased by seller at the 2022 Lowdowns County tax sale. Sometimes I have to read stuff twice, y'all, to make it make sense. Seller will transfer title through a quit claim deed. I'm familiar with that. Will convey all interest in the land sold for 2021 delinquent taxes. Okay. So to my understanding, the taxes are delinquent for 2021. But if you pay the taxes, then everything is to you, to my understanding. You definitely want to get clarification on anything that you don't understand. And that's why they had that button like ask seller question. That way you can ask questions if it's something you're not clear about. I would be asking questions about that to get clarity because I would want to know how much the delinquent taxes are and if I'm reading correctly. Any delinquent and all subsequent taxes assessed to the subject property shall be paid by the buyer, which is us. Seller has no knowledge regarding the condition of the property or the ability to develop the property. Property may or may not be occupied. What do you mean by develop it means you may buy this property, get down there, and you may have to tear it down. The city may say, hey, you can't even rebuild this property. You may have to tear it down and you just got the land. But you can build on it. You can build another house on the land. Additional title work may be required to clear title. Consult your attorney. This one got a lot of moving parts. Please do your due diligence before you bid. Information regarding this property was obtained from the Loudons County property records. Buyer to verify. So I would definitely, get the address, call the county, call the area, anything public information they will tell you, give you information on this property just to make sure ain't no city liens on there because you don't want to buy a headache. Because once you buy it, whatever problems is with the property, you just bought the problems too, okay? Purchaser and seller agree the property is sold as is, yada, 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 so on and so forth. So you just want to do a little research, read into it. It's telling you about the payment type. See, it ain't giving us no pictures on the inside. We can go and see what Google says about the property. I don't know. Did anybody go to Google? See what Google said? Okay, let's see. On Google, it looks like a
Zillow
good
has
house.
pictures of the inside. Zillow has pictures of the inside, and Redfin has it listed at $60,000.
Okay. Okay, y'all doing some research. I like that. Good, good, good. Okay. So what y'all think? Would it be something that y'all would bid on?
It's in the middle of nowhere. Closest major city
It's in
is
the middle of
Columbus.
nowhere. Oh, ain't no other houses around it or nothing. Yeah, because I was wondering
No,
why is all these
it's
trees.
yeah, it's rural.
Okay. Okay. So if somebody interested in it, go for it. All right, let's look at the other one that was up under homes and buildings. See what this one is. So this is a home in Stings, Mississippi. Need a repair, sitting back there. This is 99 Stewart Drive, Stings, Mississippi, y'all. Same thing, bidding at $200. Bid closes in what is it? Oh, on the 12th. So on 6 days, it's a private auction. See what they say about it. Give us any pictures on here. So they bought it at a tax sale. So need a repair. Pretty much same information. This may be even the same seller too. I didn't pay attention when we was looking at the last one to see who the seller was. Collective. I think this was the same people that was selling that last one. I think I remember seeing that name right there. Collectivo Real Estate, REO. Okay. All right, so that's another home. Okay, let's go back here and see. Because I love the land deals too. So a lot of these land deals, y'all, California, Vegas, a lot of them be talking about near the Facebook headquarters, all of this stuff. You can like this when people be like, okay, I own the whole block, they own up all the land. It be some good land deals. I got some land in Florida somewhere. It said it's like an hour away from Disney in an area where I can literally go down there and build on it. Um, if I had the money and clear it out and all that type of stuff. So let's see, Cherokee Village. I like when it say residential lot, which means that you can put a house on there. So let's look at this one, Cherokee Village. What's AR, y'all? Arkansas, Arizona? Well, AZ is Arizona, so I'm assuming that's Arkansas. Okay. This is a residential lot, which means you can build a house on it. This in the red is your lot that you would be buying on. So this one right here doesn't have any bids on it. The minimum bid is $1. So if somebody really want to test something out, you can test out on this $1 bid. You probably gonna win it. Let me see. Lakeisha, I think Lakeisha took my big real estate class when I first did this a few years ago. You
Yeah,
bought a property off of her, did you, Lakeisha?
yes, I did.
Okay, you still got your property, your land.
Yes, I still got it. And it was like
Yeah.
that, like how she's saying with that bid, that really does work.
Yep. So Lakeisha took it and got her a property. And I think Destiny got a property. Somebody, I think I gave away somebody a property. So they went on here and bid it, did a drawing. I think I bought the property for them. It wasn't number like $275 or something. It wasn't nothing major. I didn't do the closing costs and all that. I bought the property. Um, this one is showing you the annual taxes on this is $120. That's one thing you have to look at when you buying land because you are going to be responsible for the taxes. So put that on your notes. When you buying land, you're going to pay the taxes yearly on it. Some of the land, the deeds that I have, I'm paying like $20 a year on taxes. Like this one say $120 a year for the taxes. That means you're going to be spending $120 a year for however long you hold this property. And if it starts to develop in that area, the taxes will go up. Now, when you're dealing with land, y'all, there's no address. There's really nothing to look up. I guess the area Cherokee Village, Arizona. I'm in Arkansas. You can look that up with the zip code to see what's all in that area. How far you are. Sometimes it'll have okay, we got some screenshots down here. I didn't even notice that. Let's see what we got down here. Okay. That's that. So that's the lot. Okay, so here it is. This is what we are. When I'm buying land and stuff, you want to see how far the land is from the road. What is the road access? You want to make sure that you can access the land. Because sometimes you have to cut a road through that joker, depending on you don't want to buy something that's like in the middle of, I don't even know what to call it. The middle of something. See what these pictures look like. And then when I go back, I'm gonna look at the date on those pictures. So here we are in the red, you guys. This is a food store. That look this is the highway. So you kind of see, how far you are away from the highway. That's 175. But I still don't see no roads like leading in there.
Pictures are dated June 25th,
This
25.
2024. Okay. Okay. Those pretty recent. Okay. Let's see. I'm assuming all the pictures gonna be like that. They ain't finna show us no lit up neighborhood. You can also see, put the city, state, zip code in there. To me, see, I see they got all these tracks cut out because I can kind of like see where it's built for rural. But see, this is the type of property if I would build and buy this land, it would be something that I would buy and hold just because it's residential land, which means like D.R. Horton or any of these other builders would come in, buy up this land and be like, okay, they finna build on this land. You know how builders will come in and they gonna develop the land and put all them houses they start building on there. And so I would hold the land. I would buy up many of those little things because what happens is this little slate right here, all of these are probably for sale. And I've had a couple next to each other because after I bought one, the seller has hit me up and asked me did I want the ones next to it for the same price. So you'll end up buying up all of these. And then when somebody like D.R. Horton or any other builder, that's just the one I can think of right off the top of my head. That's where I got my first house too. When they want to come in and say, hey, we're gonna buy up all this because we're gonna build houses right here and sell them, then they would have to buy this land from you guys if you own it. Okay, looks like they're building houses around in that zip code. Yep. So usually that's what they doing. You know, they starting to clear out this land and build houses. So, you know, if you into buying and selling and you just really trying to build wealth so you can, you know, pay $100. So in this case, let's say if you want to bid at $1, because all you got to bid is $1, they're gonna charge you $100 regardless based on the rules. And then you probably gonna have to pay that $500 closing cost, which I don't see that down here. They ain't saying nothing about the closing cost, did they? Yep, there we go. Buyer to pay a buyer's premium of 10% with $100 minimum. So that means that they gonna make $100 minimum. And a closing fee of 500. So this is one of them situations where you're gonna pay 601. The bid of $100, you're gonna pay 601 for this strip of land right here. Okay. Next to town, also Vagabond Lake is less than 15-minute drive from Hardy, Arkansas. It's also close to Fulton County Hospital and the Walnut Ridge Regional Airport. So all that stuff matter, you know, because if this is a growing area, developing area, that mean like in 3, 4 years, 5 years, they finna build all up around there and you own the land that they need to build on. Spanning only 74 acres, Vagabond Lake has a private, exclusive atmosphere the residents are sure to love. Fun on the lake. So this could be lake property, you know, really close to lakefront property. That's good. Residents can find plenty to do on Vagabond Lake. Residents can swim or boat around the lake. So it's a good place. They gonna end up developing like some Airbnb properties and stuff around there. That's what I would see. Look, they got a little YouTube video on here. Let's see. They trying to sell this. Okay. Did the YouTube video pull up? Okay, I don't know what happened, y'all. Yeah, where'd the link go? Okay, I don't know what happened. But anyway. Okay. So that is a land deal. And then you know, there's land banks and stuff around here, like Texas land banks, what all they do is sell land. And you can get loans and stuff to buy land, you know, advances on your credit cards, different things like that. I definitely like to go in here and buy acres. I think most of the properties I got, like I got an acre over here, 2 acres over there. I like to buy them like that. Like this is a quarter of an acre, 0.23 of an acre. Let's see what else. I'm trying to see what else I want to click on. I want to see something interesting and in a different area. I'm gonna click on this one because I see a road. They say near Lake Omaha. Roads are good. That one got 14 hours left on the bid. This one's 15, closes in 15. So if you definitely want to be, say, hey, I want to get me some land. You got a little hot thousand sitting around, $500 or $600. You want to be a deed owner. This one closes in 15 hours. See, it's off of a road. But what is they selling? The road? I didn't see, it didn't say residential area, did it? Or did it? It's 139 acres, Lake Omaha. Okay. That's why it's all these trees and stuff, undeveloped area, because all this is probably near a bunch of water. Oh yeah, this is a residential lot. All right, so what y'all think about this? Just something I wanted to show y'all. I was supposed to do this class back in December, but I ended up getting sick, and then time got to flying on. I said we'll start the new year off right. I feel like this would be good, because you guys are getting ready to come into some money. And every time I come into some money, I be up late at night just buying shit, buying properties, doing stuff like that. And so I started off, I bought like one or two in my name, and then I created a real estate company, Reed Real Estate, and I started buying it under the company name. Now I've started a trust and all of that. So now I'm gonna be buying, when I buy this year, I'm gonna be buying it in the name of the trust. Look, Florida real estate land property in Polk County. But what is this one? This is 10 acres, mobile home and RV. There's 12 people bidding on this. It closed in 23 hours. The bid is at 1,500. So you're gonna get 10 acres for 1,500. Shit, I might need to bid. Yes.
That's the one I was
Where is
just
it
looking
at?
at.
Yeah, where the freak is this at? 10.27 acre lot,
I think it said like no
102A.
back taxes, no liens, no HOA.
Yeah, that's good for 10 acres. Heck yeah, this closed in 24 hours. Okay, there's 12 bids on this already. They want this, don't they? Near Bramlett Road in C Blanca, Texas. Okay, Texas. Sierra Blanca. Where the fuck is that? I've never heard of it.
So this would
Sierra
be a
Blanca,
property that you
Texas.
could you could flip before you actually pay for it because you don't have to complete the payment for 21 days.
Oh, is that
Mm-hmm.
what it say? They want to pay
Yeah.
when you bid. It say 20. Okay.
That's
Hell yeah. Because technically, once you win a bid, you got it under contract. Oh, that's good. Where the fuck is Sierra Blanca? Anybody looked that up yet? What's that's near? Where that's at? Down by El Paso somewhere? Sierra Blanca, Texas. Where that's at, y'all? No zoning restrictions. That's good. No homeowners association, no liens, no black taxes. That's what's up. I mean, it's zone. You can pretty much zone it for whatever.
maybe
Mobile
near
home.
El Paso, possibly.
I figured that. I knew it was gonna be down there
Yeah,
damn
because you
near.
can see the
So,
mountains from it, is what it says.
It's right off the border too.
right out the border.
Yeah,
That ain't bad though. I guess it ain't bad if the cartel don't get your ass.
yeah, I'm
Shit, do
saying
we want 10 acres down there?
that's no fool. It's right by the border.
Do
Shit.
we even want paperwork intervening over there in that area?
And it
Okay.
say El Paso.
Yeah, well, so okay, buy now, pay later. What the fuck? This some new shit. You now have up to 21 days to complete your payment with the following options. Pay 25% of the total amount due or 500, whichever is higher within 5 days. Pay the remaining balance within 21 days. No interest, no okay. Per county. What is this? There's a creek on the property. Okay. And see, so y'all like, look, when taxes and stuff, another reason for y'all that's in my tax program, that's in here. This the type of stuff that I want to do. Like, we got to get together, get some money, get some commercial properties, buy a building, let's buy an apartment complex. You know what I'm saying? We can find it.
Yes.
Like, I know, like my uncle, he can't now, but my auntie, Keenan mama, doctor, I know people that can build houses. Shit, I know some Mexicans that build crew, baby. We gotta they will come in there and like gut that, fix everything up for us, but take a bunch of people, pool their money together. We could do something. We can develop 10 acres. What, all of us on here, what is it? 9 of us on here, 1,600 divided by 9 people to get this property, and we can develop 10 acres. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's
Like
money
that's the goal.
going.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now that's the goal, is just to, and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about in a group. When I be joking and shit, talk about my new rich best friends, but now I want to get with some people and help everybody get some money. So I really want to do some big shit. You know what I'm saying? I really want to be like a bad bitch on another level. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And so
With you. I'm
it
right there
takes
with
a
you.
No,
bunch of
I'm
us,
trying to
like,
do
so we can
something with my taxes this year.
yeah, and the money that you make from Texas,
Yes.
shoot, tax
And like
preparer.
you said, like my whole family, Natasha, hell, the guys on my dad's side, hell, they build houses, they the electric,
Okay.
they put everything in. They do a little bit of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, we can definitely get it done, just
Mm-hmm.
like that one house. Like if we looking on here and we see something, like people team up, even if we ain't all teaming up, a couple of us team up, just get some and just keep, form a development group. You know how they buy. That's what they do. They get together and they development group and they buy properties. We could buy a whole block. We could buy a whole town. Just developing like 10 acres. Shit, that is a little town, ain't it? Say we can do whatever we want to do with it. Yeah. So y'all, this is like only one of the sites. There's a lot of sites like this. And this site will actually lead y'all to other sites that offer the same type of properties, but I do want to just point out something. This site, it has other things besides land and property on here. It has bank-owned properties over here. It has police seizures over here. I was up in here looking in here one day. We was over here bidding on a scat on this joke. It has cars on here, all type of stuff that you can bid on. Look, sheriff's foreclosures, sheriff sales, all of this stuff is on this website outside of just land and property. Um, so that's just only a little bit of what this site has to offer, okay? So hopefully y'all gain some value. I'm not gonna hold y'all here too long. It's already 10 o'clock. Hopefully y'all gain some value. Y'all gonna go through this site, take some notes, answer the questions in the workbook, print it off, write down some stuff, that you see, some properties, take some notes. Buy a property or two. Soon as you buy a property or two, bid on a property, do something. Hey, teach this to somebody else. The more people you help learn, the more you're gonna get. Y'all know people that I don't know. Whenever I teach y'all something, it's for y'all to spread that information, not to sit on it, but actually take action, do something with it, and spread the love. And of course, give me some shout outs, give me some reviews. That's how I am successful, by helping other people become successful. And so I need y'all to talk about it and tell people about it. Also, so if you love this little short 1 hour portion of this class, I do have a full 2 day weekend full course. If you go to my website, I am going to the same link that y'all got the free download for the workbook. If you look on my website, you'll see a real estate course. It says Real Estate 101, I think, with Natasha. It says it's $2.99, but I have a deal for you guys that are on here that are part of Start Grow Fund, part of Night School. It is an upgraded course. And it's gonna be for $99, but you do have to put the discount code in there to get the $99 price. The discount code is Night School, all caps. So if you use the code Night School, all caps, you will get the full course. It's a bigger course, and I'm gonna actually be doing that course live, interactive with you guys. Then once we do it live, it's gonna be recorded, and then people will be buying the recorded. So you're gonna get the live course. I usually sell this course for $5.99. It's on a New Year's special for $2.99. Definitely is a witness. I think Lakeisha paid $5.99 for the course, $4.99 for the course, and that probably was 2 or 3 years ago, probably a couple years ago. When she got the course. So of course I've taken courses. I've been a part of real estate cohorts and all kind of stuff. So with that being said, the course is 2.0 amplified. So use the code Night School, okay, on the website, Start Grow Fund. It's the link that is already in the chat. If somebody can redrop the link in the chat, you just use the discount code Night School for that real estate course, and you will get it for $99. And it will be another live course on a weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday, and you'll get the full aspect of it. We'll visit a few more sites that we talk about. We'll go into depth about real estate, different type of properties, all that kind of stuff. You'll actually buy some properties on your own, just like Lakeisha did, and go from there. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the class. Go into the Start Grow Fund group. I need you guys to be a little more active over there. So definitely talk about this course, comment on the live video. It's going to be in there. Share the live video. Invite people over to Start Grow Fund. Invite over to Start Grow Fund. Also, make sure that you guys visit the Files tab under Start Grow Fund. All of these videos are in there. Visit the Featured tab and Start Grow Fund. That way, if you're new to Start Grow Fund or new to the group, you can see the old classes that we've already had for the end of 2024. It's probably about 5 or 6 classes that we've had over the last couple months over there in Start Grow Fund, okay? 7 hours away from Fort Worth, not from the pics on Google. Y'all found some 7 out? So, oh yeah, it's about 8 hours to El Paso, so that might be about 7 hours away if we talking about that land that y'all was looking at. I might be a little late. Am I late on the comments? My bad. Yep, so the promo code is Night School. I hope y'all found some value. Invite some people over to Start Grow Fund. I'm very passionate about Start Grow Fund. I remember being an entrepreneur. Nobody would teach me nothing. Nobody was giving out the game. So the whole point of Start Grow Fund is for y'all to get over there and start, grow, and fund your businesses, okay? Also, our new business grant for Start Grow Fund is $2,500, okay? $2,500. Shout out to the last grant winners. It was 3 winners of the last grant. Shout out to them. But it's $2,500. The grant is live on the page, so you guys take advantage of that. It is going to be given out this first quarter of the new year. Don't sleep on that. And be on the lookout for the new business things that the last winners are going to be putting out courtesy of Start Grow Fund. So y'all have a good night. I got to take this 35-40 minute drive home. I'm still in the office. And y'all let me know if y'all buy some land or some properties, okay? And when they start dropping this tax money, let's team up. Let's make a goal. If everybody can make a commitment, and let's see who all wants to be in there. I might start a little investing club or something. Let's start an investing club, or maybe somebody in here can start an investing club. I don't have to be over everything. Start a little investing club, and let's do a membership, and let's do a commitment to everybody, like committing to invest $1,000. And if we have 20 people in the club, and if everybody commits to investing $1,000, we'll have $20,000 to invest into something. And I'm talking about a real investment club, like naming it, doing an LLC, making board members, treasurers, opening up a bank account, and everybody committing to this $1,000 and really building it. And let's do something. Let's see what we can do. See if we can't make Forbes or some type of black magazine
Right.
or something.
I'm with you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's take off.
All right. Yep. So, yep. Anybody can get over it. Of course, we'll pick a few people to be on the board and everything, but let's start some type of investment club. That'll be good. All right, y'all. Well, let's have a good night. Oh,
All right, you
okay.
too.
You
Drive
too.
safe.
Thanks for the class.
Yeah, somebody just joined. Class is over, but go in the chat. The replay is gonna be in the Start Grow Fund group. The replay will be in there on the live, and I will drop the Zoom. All my Zooms are recorded. I'm going to drop the recording to the Zoom in the Start Grow Fund group. I'm going to drop it over there because on the live video, I don't think it showed us switching screens and stuff. So, I'll drop the video over there so y'all can see in depth what you missed, okay? Y'all have a great night. See y'all at the top.